Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be the second video of the day, and this one's going to be just a quick, brief video on some upcoming earnings that I'm going to be watching for, and this is for the week of August 3rd, 2020. First one up is Disney. Their earnings will come out tomorrow after hours, and I assume that this will already be expected and priced in, that their earnings aren't going to be the best, just because parks are closed, cruises are still closed, sports finally came back, so obviously there's more viewers on ESPN again. Theaters are still closed, so probably not too many movies coming out. I know they have Disney Plus, which is doing amazing, but I don't think they want to release brand new movies on that. You know, they want to save that for the theaters to generate that, those big numbers. I don't expect them to have great numbers, and I don't think anyone truly does, but we will see if this affects their price. And if it does, I'm hoping to buy more on a dip. And I do expect Disney to fully recover when everything opens back up. I believe in this company long term, and I actually really love Disney. And I expect that their dividend will make a return as well. So like I said, I'm long on Disney just because I really do think it's a great company and they have so much to their business. I am hoping to buy under $110. It's currently sitting around $116. That's just mainly because my average cost is right around $99. So I'm hoping to, buy under 110. Clearly, they're not expecting big numbers for Q3, as you can see in the screenshot, but we'll see what happens with their price. Next up, we have WYNN Resorts, and this will be available tomorrow on 8/4/20 after hours. They are still open, obviously just less business and traffic through, the touristy places right now, like Las Vegas. So I'm not expecting great numbers from them. And I've just been buying in the low 70s because I think it's a nice stock to flip. I can see them easily shooting up on any amount of good news. Or you could hold this long term, and I'm sure that the dividend will eventually return. So as you can see on June 8th, I've mentioned this before, we had a little bit of good news come out that day, and they just shot right up from the low 70s all the way to 108. So I assume that's going to happen again. And I really do like WYNN Resorts. I am just more interested in other stocks, more related to tech and growth stocks. So I'm just hoping to make a little bit of money on this and then use that buying power somewhere else. But as you can see, their earnings have just been declining. So I'm definitely interested to see what happens with their stock. So next up we have Square, and this will be available on 8/5/20. So you mainly see these in small businesses, which did take a hit during the pandemic. So that'll be interesting to see. The stock has shot up a lot, and it's kind of interesting because their earnings are expected to be low. So maybe it's just off hype. I'm not quite sure. But I'm curious to see if it pulls back at all. I am long on SQ because they do have a bright future in my opinion. Here's a bit more about them. They're more than just, a payment method. They do a lot of data collection. They assess how people spend their money and how companies do their inventory. So they do have a lot of data, and as you can see down here, it could be used to assist with developing new products, and I'm sure a company like Google would be very interested in getting their hands on it and on their information. Expected EPS is in the negative. So we'll see if there's an overreaction to this, and if there is and we see a dip in their price, I'll be loading up heavy. So while we're on the subject of Square and Cash App, I did want to show you guys the Cash App debit card that I got, and it is actually awesome. So it's completely free, and it's basically just debit card, and whatever you have in your Cash App is the amount of funds you have on your debit card. And you can scroll through and activate these different boosts. Like the other day I went to the grocery store and I activated a 10% boost and I got 10% off my entire purchase of groceries. I've used it at Chipotle, I've used it at Starbucks, so it's actually really cool and saves you a good amount of money. So if you guys wanted to sign up, I did put my link in the description, or if you don't have it and your friend doesn't have it, you two can sign up together and figure out how to get $5. Pretty sure if you guys sign up and send each other $5, you'll both get free $5. So it's definitely something to look into, and you get to customize your own card. You can see mine in the JD and the waves on it. but definitely look into this. I highly suggest it. Next up, we have LVGO, ticker symbol LVGO, and this will be available 8/6/20. This stock has done very well. I made a YouTube video on it recently, and I'm really curious to see their earnings just because how well their stock is doing. I think they will have good numbers, and I expect good earnings. I expect a bright future. I think this pandemic's actually really helped them out, and I see this stock being a huge growth stock. So as you can see, their earnings have been pretty good the last few quarters, and I expect it to be the same this time around. You can see their stock has just been on an absolute tear. When I made the video, it was around 95 to 102, kind of fluctuating, and now it's sitting at just about 140, which is insane. So this is one that I will keep buying, but not at the current price. I hope it dips a bit more just because it's just really rich right now. So here's some honorable mentions, the rest of my list that I'll kind of just be watching a bit. We have Delta coming up, which will probably be similar to Southwest's earnings, probably in the negative, not expecting too much from them at all. We have Sony coming up on 8/4. I did hold Sony up until they hit $80 and I sold them off just because I wanted to put my money somewhere else, and I'm trying to, hold less positions and really hold the companies that I truly want. I think Sony's a great company. I just don't really care about them that much, if that makes sense. And I think the PS5 is already priced in. So I just wanted to take that money and put it somewhere else. Lastly, we have Activision Blizzard, and they'll be available on 8/4/20. I do like them. I love video games as well, and I think they're a great company. But I don't think I'll be buying in, and I don't think their stock's really ever going to dip back down to like the 60s or 50s. So just something that I will be watching. So here's my final opinion on earnings. I do feel that bad earnings, for the most part, has already been priced into most companies just because of the current pandemic. And I would suggest being careful if you do options and you try to play earnings and buy calls and puts for just based on earnings, because it's just so random. A company can have bad earnings. Like, I'm pretty sure Boeing came out with bad earnings and their stock just went way up today. So it just doesn't always make sense, and you just got to be careful with that. I do like to watch closely because people tend to overreact to earnings. So, there might be some bad earnings come out and people just sell off their entire position. The stock drops, and that's when you can really take advantage of that and gain a solid position in a good company at a low cost. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Get your free stocks in the description, and have a good one.
Stacking vertical, ooh, counting sideways, ooh, aim by my cake, ooh, get out my face.